Hello everyone, welcome. We're gonna get started in just a second. I'm quickly updating Bitwig and we're gonna see if this fixed all of my problems. I'm almost ready. Hang out for just a second and I'll be ready to bust it out. Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Hello. What's up, everybody? My name's Alckemy. Welcome to the channel. That's really kind of all of you to show up for something like this. We don't have like a premiere going on or anything of the sort, just because I can't play this track until it's actually released. And there's all that. So we will be doing some production today. But yeah, welcome to the channel. And thank you so much for stopping in. I'm going to kind of just quickly talk about this release. It's coming out on Valentine's Day. Shout out to Discult. I think that they are on discult.com. Maybe not. Let me see where to even find this stuff. Discult is a label that is fairly new, but it is on a similar channel as, my buddy Cage/Aiden is also on the label. There's some other people on here that I haven't heard of, but I've listened to a lot of these people's music and they're really cool. Obviously, you all know how much I adore Cage and stuff, and he was actually the one that recommended that I submit some stuff to them. And, you know, thank you to Hoyes and Vion. Those guys kind of were like, hey, we like your stuff, and I signed a contract with them. I think that it's really important to, you know, have these kinds of discussions and stuff because, oh, actually it was Irony and Hoyes, I'm sorry. Or actually all of those guys. So Hoyes, Irony, Underworld, and then Vion. I'm sure that they'll correct me at some point. But yeah, if you're wanting to submit to their label, as you can see, they're actually still taking in demos. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to go online and to just kind of talk about this. Because there's a lot of things to say, you know. What does this mean for me? Honestly, it's a really big, thank you now, guys. It's a really big confidence boost. And I feel honored to be able to be on a label as somebody that I look up to, you know. To me, like getting on a label with Cage would be the same as like getting on a label with Chi or something like that, you know. I don't really feel like there is a lot of money to be made off of this. I don't really feel like, you know, I'm going to blow up. But for my platform and for saying, hey, I'm actually somebody that makes music and, you know, put something out, I think that it's pretty cool. And yeah, there's kind of a sentimental thing behind it. My grandmother passed last year around the same time. So she passed last January. And one of my goals for my project of the Alckemy thing, or just, you know, just making music in general, was to get signed. And it wasn't because I wanted to prove to her anything. It was because she actually was a musician herself. And before she had kids, which, you know, my mom and all that, she actually had a chance at a record deal, and she was like, all right, do I want to take the record deal or do I want to raise a family? And so she actually chose to go to law school instead, and she kind of left that, behind. And so I feel a little bit honored to kind of pick up on that and, you know, to be like, hey, I wanted to kind of follow suit where she decided to take a different path. If you couldn't tell, I did not grow up to be an attorney. So rest in peace, Grandma. I just wanted one. That was it. So, I guess if this is the last thing that this is the only thing that I ever release or whatever, or even just with a label, because, I'm all about self-releasing and stuff too. That's really what this meant to me. And so to be able to kind of pull all of that together, it's kind of funny because these two tracks that I released are more kind of like silly and nonchalant and stuff, but the meaning behind them and all that is kind of where these things come into play. So thank you, Sophia. Thank you, everyone. Am I going to tour how I would prepare a DJ set step by step? I can do that if you want, if anybody's interested. But to be honest with you, like I curate my DJ playlist, but also I'm not a DJ. So whenever I do stuff, like I just make sure that I don't fuck it up because I've maybe DJ'd like 3 gigs in my life. Like my job is here with you all. Like this is why I show up every day, because you all, this would be the equivalent of DJing to me. Is I show up, I talk with you all on the channel and I make sounds, try to make something cool. And even though we're kind of in a low spot with production, as far as me just like hating the blocks, I'm still here because I love that I've built a community, and I want to be a bridge to be able to kind of, hey, I did it and here's how you can do it, So yeah, if you all are interested, submit some stuff to Discult, and they take anything from dubstep to halftime to drum and bass and all that other stuff. And I really just wanted to shout them out because, yeah, I mean, you have to go through a lot of no's in order to get a yes, even if your shit is really good, even if it's not really good, your music is out there for somebody. This does beg a different question on whether or not you should release with the label and what it does for you. And that's why I wanted to be really transparent with like, this isn't a career thing for me. This is like a personal thing. This is a personal objective, a personal goal. If you want to make music, or if you want to make money doing music, a label will help you probably give yourself a platform to stand on if you're trying to do like shows and touring and stuff. But honestly, guys, like, just as a musician and stuff, I've made all of my money selling sample packs and preset packs and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if it wasn't giving away all your goods. You mean like how I prepare a DJ set? That's not a problem at all. I think that you would most likely feel really underwhelmed, but I'd be happy to show you. My secrets? Honestly, the only secrets that I keep these days are just drums. That's like the only thing that you all don't see me uploading videos over. And it's not even because I have the intention on gatekeeping it. It's because I'd rather redirect you to the people who taught me how to do it. Like step by step, and then be like, go to them, that would be the biggest thing. Thank you, Lycan. I really appreciate it. Congratulations doesn't happen overnight just to anyone I'm friends with a ton of people with talent who never had deals. Well, and like I said, you also kind of have to realize that deals and stuff don't, like, it's not going to change your life. I mean, unless if you get signed to like, I don't know, UMG or Sony or something. But even then, there's a lot of scary shit that happens with that I am honestly not prepared to deal with. But yeah, this was a product of hard work. I think that it was a product of honestly having a YouTube channel platform. I think that going the other route of building myself up first and then having a following and all that other stuff probably played a role into this. But you all realize, like, even as much work as I put into this, you all are the reason why I'm employed, why I have a job, why I'm able to do this. And so I think that it's really important to just remember that no matter how frustrated I am with music right now, like I appreciate you all so much. insert brand new preset pack I released 3 days ago. No, I'm just kidding. We can talk about that again. All right, I've got other releases planned for that, but yeah. So this is coming out. It'll be here for sure on Valentine's Day. Um, but other than that, yeah, that's kind of what it is. Does anybody have any questions about label stuff or anything before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing? Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple of tracks that I could probably get signed, um, that are like sign worthy, but I don't know if I want to do that. I also don't know if I just want to keep it on self-release. It's already available, so I can't tell you which song it is, but I've already put up. If you look at my 2024 mix recap, I'm sorry, I'm not sick, but I am really stuffy, or maybe I am sick. I feel like I have like an upper respiratory infection where I feel fine, but I'm really like congested. But if you go here, Alchemy Mix 2024. I think something that's really important is you're going to get both the good and the bad of this. So you'll get the songs and stuff that sound good. You're also going to get the songs and stuff that sound trashy. But yeah, everything is available here. There's over 2 hours of music, and this is everything that I made in 2024. Do I gig with Electron stuff? Honestly, Jeremy, I don't gig. This is my gig. Oh no, but can relate to the mild sickness that comes and goes. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, I don't gig. I don't DJ. I don't do shows. I'm formerly from Circus Soleil, actually, if anybody didn't know. Um, so doing like I don't know, man. I DJing is so hard for me because I feel like I should be doing like flips and shit on stage and then, just doing this. Like, don't get me wrong, people that actually DJ are super talented and I don't possess that kind of talent, but I'm used to, you know, heavy ass costumes, being in character, doing crazy ass flips, selling a story, and all that other shit. And so when I get up on stage and I DJ, it's just kind of like, what am I doing? I can't really like let the music just take over and whatnot. So I don't know. It's my own personal thing. I don't enjoy it as much as I do flipping. Haven't really heard anything from you that I didn't like. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I think there's definitely some garbage on here, but I wanted to post shit like this because I think that it's important to just be real with like I don't know, man. I guess in a perfect world, I would love for people to come in here and just like I'm always at my best. I'm just cooking up straight magic all the time. But it's usually the opposite to where every once in a while I'll create something that I really enjoy rather or that I feel like is really compelling. And then the other aspect of it or the majority of the time is just like fuck, I hate this. Please, you know. I mean, not to complain, but I mean, even now, with all this other stuff, like all of these ideas that I've recently started this year, I'm just like, fuck this. This shit sucks. And it drives me crazy. But, I can't even like figure out why I can't make a bass work with like a drum group or something. And I'm just like, God damn, man, what the hell? Surely music making is not supposed to be this hard, but for whatever reason, I'm having this like cognitive dissonance of something supposed to be a certain way and it's just not working out. So that's going to lead me to what we're going to do today, which we will do a little bit of sound design, but I honestly wanted to like leave things open for questions or like production things if you want. And then if you all want to, I'll just like let you pick a genre and I'll just try to make something like that. I kind of want to change the format of the streams to at least for the foreseeable future to where I'm not, just trying to make halftime because I fucking love halftime. Yeah, that's actually what we're going to take a look at today, which is the frequency phase shifter, wave shifter. Yeah, so we'll be diving into that today. Oh shit, hold on. I have to log in. Oh my God. Wait. Fuck. What is my password? Shit. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to check in on this a little bit later because I don't remember what my login info is. But yeah, we could do that. We could do some Future Garage. That could be fun. Um, I know, right? Like, I don't get why I have to do that. Okay, give me just a couple of minutes. Let me actually go to the website and not dox myself, so that way people don't try to log into my account and steal my seeds. Not like that, but you know what I mean. So minimal.audio login. What is this? Other passwords. Oh, see, I had it right. What the? Okay. All right. Almost ready. Done. Done. Cancel. Cancel. Um, one more time. Maybe. Let's go. All right, cool. We're in. We're in this, boys and girls and theys and everyone in between. I do have a password manager, but whenever you do this here, you have to log in on yeah, you have to log in on the thing at least one time. So, yeah. Yeah, so phase shifter is a frequency shifter. I think it also has a built-in delay. So this is kind of like echo mode in some cases, I think, if anyone's familiar with that. But this is pretty cool because yeah, it's kind of like a one-stop shop for a lot of stuff. I will say that I have this frequency shifter plus, which I actually tend to like a little bit better. This is just the frequency shifter plus in here along with a delay, but I primarily use stuff like this for drums. Actually, you know, as you can see here, I've got instance of EXO and stuff. And so whenever I'm fishing for texture and all that, I guess what we can do is toss this on here and compare. I've got a cup of coffee in my hand, so forgive me. I need to, no, please. Yes. Okay. So yeah, what I would do is I would maybe make a stupid drum beat or whatever, you know, something like this. And just something kind of like this to start off with. And then I would use the wave shifter and along with some other plugins to kind of start mangling things. So one thing that is kind of fun to do with this is one of these guys. So we need some clipping and then we need some distortion because everybody loves distortion. And we can kind of mix between a couple of things. So if you're looking for percussion and stuff, then you can change this into this. And what's cool about this is you can kind of go here and have this cycle in bipolar mode. So that way you're going to get things that are in the lower register and then also in the upper register. And then maybe like a fuse compressor or something. There we go. And so even like it's cool because it makes this not really mean a whole lot other than a starting point, but being able to kind of mess with this in different modes here with ring mod, amp mod, which these are kind of the same thing, I guess. Yeah, we can turn the modulation off, but within this stuff we can kind of apply, you know, an instance of FM and kind of just mess with this. And then we can also play with the time here. Yeah, so being able to play with stuff like that is kind of cool because when you start throwing this through other things that are a little bit more complex within the chain, then you can kind of get stuff with this. There's a lot of applications that you can utilize with this, but I just wanted to show you that because that's generally how I use stuff like this. So for example, I'll show you a rack that I have here in just a second, but this is what's it called? This is typically how I would use something like this, is I'd mess with the shifter and then I'd mess with this. So even just having that as a starting point is really nice because we've got rolling sampler recording in the background. And so because of this, we can start to kind of just take this out, kind of like so, and then just find stuff that might have some kind of suggestive phrase. I mean, you can also just cut this up individually and stuff too. But, you know, I mean, by default, I have everything at like a halftime beat. But if we take a listen to this and we just set this on a bar, then what I normally would do with these kinds of things are set this kind of like so, and then just be like, all right, what kind of phrases can I pull out of this? So actually, if I were to do something like this and then set this to maybe repitch, then what we can do is kind of just pull this over here and place this back into this, and then utilize this here, and then we'll pull out the kicks and stuff here in just a second. But yeah, so, and really, like, try not to worry so much about how it sounds in the initial stages of this, because what's really important is just the rhythm. But having something like this is kind of nice because it paints a story, or it paints something that kind of helps us figure some other shit out. So we can move this over and then be like, maybe we can move this over, but being willing to fuck with this. And then what we can do is kind of just split this up. I'll turn that off, and we can do things like this to where I'm going to turn this one up just a little bit because that's pretty quiet. But yeah, we can group this and solo it, and then kind of get into this kind of stuff where we can find these different phrases and stuff to mess with. Yeah. So, and then what I would do is go through this and then do it again and do it again and then do it again and then do it again until I have something that I'm happy with. Did I turn my stems to the label? How are they releasing my EPs or a mastering and mixing process? So I just sent them a master. I didn't send them stems. They were just like, just send over what you have. Some labels will ask you to send stems over, but no, I didn't have to do that. To be honest with you, I don't even have them because those projects are lost. Actually, Coward is not lost, but FB is. Yeah, so what's cool about this, though, kind of like what I had described from before, is like, oh, that was kind of neat, but it's not really going anywhere, right? So what we can do is kind of the same thing, where we can take these and run it through again to where we just copy all of this and then place it here. And then now we can maybe just pull this up in this way and hold this here and turn off this guy, because we're not really looking for, we've got texture here, but now when we send this through this, we're just going to be able to mess with different things. So yeah. Something else that could be fun is if we have an extractor on this, then this will help us. This is kind of like a VST for beats mode. You can also just use a gate, which I'd probably say is a little bit better anyways, but. Okay, now why is that being exploded into 1,000 pieces of bits and doodads? Maybe it's because of the wave shifter? Yeah. Now, something that's interesting with this is that even though I'm using this, I don't know why, but I want this to react over everything, but it feels like this is in parallel mode, and I don't know why. Yeah, and that's probably the biggest complaint that I have with this is that if you listen to it, no matter when you move this, it doesn't supersede the original sound. And there might be a way to change that, but I don't know. That's something that I'll have to ask Jake, but that's kind of a major thing for me. Whereas with this, if I, play this, it's in jump mode, so. Yo, thanks, Stinky. Thanks, Residence. Yeah, so you see how we got like way more texture here, which is really fun. And so now we can either support that or we can just kind of come up with something brand new, which is probably what I'll do. And you can kind of keep doing this as much as you want. So we'll pull this out, we'll mute that, and then kind of be like, all right. Sorry. Yeah, so like if you have kind of, some imagination with this. Yeah, like that's cool. So we've got like these really cool textured kicks that you can, change into other sounds. But and then we can kind of use something like that, and then we can create a bounce with some of this stuff. The main thing to keep in mind whenever you utilize this kind of workflow approach is that you need to try to make everything relatively short, because if you don't, and everything has a tail, then it's just going to smear. So your choices with finding stuff kind of become a little bit more limited, unless if you go further into the process of something like this. Let's just say I have this on repeat or whatever. And we take this and we kind of do whatever. Obviously, this is going to sound terrible, but if we change this into something like beats mode, or we go right click, slice and place, and we can try the onsets kind of like so, then we've got some stuff. But we can also highlight this again, kind of like so, and go Option Q, and then quantize this kind of like this. And so now we've got some chops or whatever that we can try to cycle through and work through a little bit easier. So thanks, Wabbit. I really appreciate it. And so now with, this weird kind of sound or whatever, you can kind of shift this into different phrases. And it just kind of makes it a little bit easier to work with, because now that we have that as well, we can change this into repitch mode and try to find some other stuff that we might be able to, like that's kind of sick. So now when we kind of play all this stuff together, we can try to create a relationship behind all of it. So we can layer that with a kick now. So kind of something like this and just take out the low end of this. See, it didn't seem like it was making sense until, you know, you do it a few times. Then you're like, oh. And then what you can also do is take this guy and toss that into your fundamentals, which is my sidechain group. Toss this into pork. And then now we've got a little bit of movement and texture with this. So, yo, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You know, we can kind of do something like this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't really want to, you know, talk about what I deserve and what I don't deserve, but the fact that it happened, you know, and all that, I'm grateful. And then maybe it might be kind of cool to do this. Something kind of like this. So. Maybe for this one we can change the phrase. That's actually kind of cool. And then maybe we can, you know, roll this over a bit. Never. So yeah, then like once you have something, you can fish if you want to, but we can go back into like a clap or I've got countless drums, which I'll probably start working on another sample pack pretty soon. If I can find this. But yeah, I've got tons of claps and doodads. Hey, nice. We can create another track right here and go like this and then go like this. So this is probably going to be a little bit too long, but that's okay because we can kind of cut it short. So now we've got two fundamental layers and then we've got the texture under this, right? So we can also push this if we want to, just a little bit more forward. So kind of like that. And then that's fine. This is fine because that one's pushing that one. So then we just grab this and we go duplicate. And yeah. Yeah, cool. Dope. And so now that's probably when I would put some work into this and try to make it a little bit more interesting, you know, so yeah, that's pretty nice. We don't have a lot of low end in that, but that's okay. But we can give this a little bit more push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel hood. When I push. We can also manipulate this. If we take out the very bottom of this, maybe not. Okay, that's fine. What happens if we throw this through a Saturn? Hey. Dude, if you all want really good kicks from just random shit, Saturn 2 is such a good... there's other ways to do this, but Saturn 2 is kind of just like a one-stop shop to like, okay, works out really nice. Sick. So we could grab a time shift now and do this. I told myself I was not going to... We're going to get back into Future Garage here in a second, but I guess this is where stuff like frequency shifters and all that lead, I guess was the point that I was trying to make with this. Sorry, I got carried away. But yeah, with just a couple of things, you can kind of texturize this and come up with really cool things from having very basic drums. Can easily be done with a private jet. I yeah, I guess. Thanks, DJ Cannon. I appreciate that. And then something that we can try as well is maybe manipulating this to either go late or early. So I'm trying to get signed myself a few days here. I'm sending in my newest demo. Send it into, I mean, depending on what kind of music you have, send it into Discord, you know. Getting signed is a really good confidence boost. That's pretty much all you should expect from it, though. It's honestly feels like a validation ticket. And I think that's okay to want that, you know. But yeah, don't give up is what I'm saying. And actually, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Don't give up, but also like realize that it doesn't define your music. It's really just like you found somebody that likes your stuff. You know what I mean? That's really what it is you find somebody that likes your shit. So this might be another time to introduce the phase shifter. Or wait, what was it called? Wave shifter. I'm going to probably botch that billions of times. Let's try some different text on this and see if we can find anything interesting to do with it. That's cool. Now with this, I'm going to take that away because I want the space. Yo, what's up, Cora? Yeah, I know Portra. Or wait. Oh, this is in top messages. Sorry. Let me go to live messages. I might have. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. Sorry, everyone. I was in top messages on my thing and didn't see some of you all there. But wait, let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Thank you, Lil Beast. I did miss a few people. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Just a couple of you. So, yo, thanks, Levi. I appreciate it. Yeah, we did it. We got one. We got a dub. So, oh my god. No, you're not late at all. Dub. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to try to push this one just a little bit forward as well. So that way it kind of rolls a little bit more. All right, so right here, I really want this to sound like it's barfing before it rolls over. So maybe what we can do is find another piece of this and just have some kind of texture movement on that. Textural movement. Let me just listen to what this is. So this is in repitch mode. So by doing this and having it, we can kind of pitch it back up. And then we can probably reverse this and distort that. So yeah, so that way it'll cut it right out again. Oh, I mean, yes. If you all are new in the chat, let me know. My name's Alckemy. Hi. Thanks for coming in. I make stuff like this. stuff like that. 808s. Let me see here. Some one-offs. Yeah, so just some stuff. Although lately I've just kind of been focusing on floating here for a bit, just because I've been having a really hard time building a relationship with my basses and drums. Like I just have been having the hardest time. Was that the TikTok 808? It might have been. Yeah, just getting my shit to talk with each other. The sounds are there, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of times, like with something like this, if I can't find anything or get it to work, then I'll just make a quick 808, kind of like this, and then let it play along the. Oh my god, I feel like I'm dying. Let it play along the kicks, so we can kind of set something like this. Go like that, go like this. We can grab an LFO here, turn this off here, so that way we can control the pitch of this, which in some cases you might actually want to make it go up, but whatever. And then make this go really fast. And then we can grab a filter here. This is going to cut off some of that third harmonic right here. And then what we can do is bring it back, and then we can make this a little bit more dramatic. Yeah. And then if we want to glide it, we can maybe like this. You should check out those subharmonic generators and so forth. It's like an exciter effect on the bass end. Subharmonic generators? What are you talking about? We can also do this where we hold. Oh, like the bass synth generator and all that? Adds more bass harmonics? Well, if I wanted to do that, I would just use a wavetable, because doing this and then building a third, look at that, like this. Subharmonics can only be so many things. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's 1 through 5. And so if you want to build an interesting 808, you just need to get comfortable with two things. One is you need to know what to do between 1 and 10. And 2, you need to know how to rotate your phase, so that way it's hitting at the top every time. Enhances your low end sound. It's not EQ. This is not an EQ. This is building harmonics from scratch. Thank you, Autonomous. Makes your sound very, very way more louder. Yeah. The reason why I do this is just because this gives me another level of control. Because this would be the equivalent of doing this, of just the first and the third, kind of like so. But we would need to rotate that. There we go. But this is typically how you make a really large sub. But I mean, to be honest with you, if you look at this, and we're talking about from a loudness perspective, I think it's okay. That's why people make these effects units, to do all the calculation for me. I'm one of those people that makes stuff like that, is what I'm saying. It doesn't. You'll get to a point where some of this stuff You know what I mean? Like some of that stuff will be useful if you're not really into sound design or whatever, but I do more sound design here than anything else. But I appreciate the suggestion. I just kind of am like, if I don't need it and I would rather go in and control it myself anyways, then I'd probably just stick with, you know, or I'd probably just prefer to. Yeah, I'd probably just prefer to keep it where it is. Some other movement might be kind of cool too sometimes. So maybe something even like this and just pull that here or maybe something kind of like that. I'm feeling pretty confident. Well, no, it's not even that. It's just like I said, if you watch my channel, like all I spend my time on is bass and drums. That's what this channel is. Just kind of place that there. A little bit over. And then the hardest part of this track is what's up? I'm here to backseat. All right. Well, do your worst. Been a sound engineer for years, so maybe I have a biased perspective. I don't think so. I think I like that doesn't sound like bias to me. It's like really just what you find useful, you know, and what you enjoy doing. But I'm so hell-bent on doing everything myself to a fault, and that's just kind of how I am. And then this would be a good place to do something stupid like this. Okay, I think it's here. There we go. Okay. There we go. So we can kind of just put that right there. And grab an OTT. Fuse compressor is my favorite because this is just makes everything sound really nice. There's that dingy top end, but I'll worry about that later. And then we go. Yeah, I just pulled it up. Yo, thanks, Baxter. I really appreciate that. Something that could be fun is adding a comb filter to this. And then if we had some dumbass melody to kind of throw over this, then we'd have a song idea. But usually speaking, this is kind of where I've been falling off lately, and there's all of that stuff. But typically what I try to go for is I try to make these like musical sequences that have just a ton of variety built into them. That's pretty cool. So perhaps sending something like that through Beam, and then I wish that I could. Wait, why does it do that? I already have a different. Oh, that's because it's this version. That's why. That's the VST2 version. Beam. Or maybe not. What the fuck? But yeah, I usually like doing this kind of stuff because this is a mix between granular and just convolution and stuff. So we can set something at a relatively low pace. We can set this to an octave, turn the delay on, spray it up. And then lots of different spatial stuff. Send it through a fuse compressor. I kind of want to change that from a saw wave to something that's maybe a little bit softer, but I'll change that in a second. Distort your music and win at life? I could. Oh yeah, Volt's awesome. We've got some stuff over here, like this, that we can kind of cycle through. That's pretty cool. Right? You know, so just using that as a stupid hook idea or whatever. Just doesn't have any emotion yet, but it's a start. And then you can do something fun and creative with it. So maybe do something like this, go like that, go like this, and go like that, and then go like this, and just kind of fuck with it and see if you can find something interesting. And then I'll save this one for this guy right there, I think. Yeah, so. Oops. Now we can try the wave shifter again. Now this is on musical stuff. So we can try tuned. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot, actually. Maybe we can distort that. And then take out some of the low end. That's a lot of low end, but that's okay. Okay, what happens if we just... Yeah, so some kind of middle ground in between this and figuring that out, because I'm not quite sure what I want, but I do kind of feel like it needs to be tight. Like something that might even be worth trying out is like a transgate, so... Maybe even like a convolution or something. But yeah, this is the hardest part. If you can get a bass and drums going, you know, then you've got, you know, 30% of the track, or I would say 60% of the track idea going. But where shit gets really hard is like, this is fine. But unless if you're doing like a melodic type deal, if you're just trying to do like bass phrases and shit, like that's where it's really hard to pull off. You know, because then you can come up with a riff or something kind of in the same fashion, but it's really difficult to like not make it cheesy. Actually, it's, you know. Thanks, Marie. I actually did not mean to do that, but you know, you could do something like that. Yeah, okay. Well, sometimes that shit works. And then we can do like a different type of sound or something, you know. I'll just pull one up. We can probably just pull that out and reverse this, and then do something like this, and just be like, yeah, I got signed. Thank you so much. If we had some kind of like throw for a vocal or something, then You know, like A or, you know. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god. These are so bad. The one thing that my sample library is missing is like anything vocal related, because these are just... Actually, where was that? Oh man, did I? Yeah. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. There. And then we can kind of just turn this into... Yeah. So let's grab that wave shifter again and see if we can do something cool with that, because that's where I feel like this stuff really helps out a lot too. Let's try AM. Maybe ring mod. Interesting. We can kind of do something here where we make it really short. And then maybe grab the mod here. We can grab a comb filter. And then, like, this doesn't need to be tonal. It can be, I guess, if you want it to be. Like, we can distort the shit out of it. And then we can do some kind of convolution to it or something to try to make it a little bit more interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to, like, talk my way through this while I'm navigating, so you all don't get bored, because I have a really bad habit of going quiet. Yeah, let's distort the convolution as well. Throw it through a fuse compressor. And then just turn all of these up, which is just going to make it a lot louder. And then let's stretch this out here. And then what we can do for fun is grab... How do I want to do this? Let's grab a slice EQ. And, oh, maybe not. Okay. Sorry. We'll just do it with an EQ plus. And we can create peaks like this and dips, even though there's not as many as I want. But what's cool about this is we can create a custom comb filter through this to try to give it some texture, like so. And then we can send this through key tracking. Actually, there's no point to do that. We might as well just find something or find a place that we want this to be at. I forgot, because we're not playing any melodies with this. You can key track this if you want to, but... Yeah, that's nice. Probably would want to use a different sound for that. Just to try to make it a little bit different. We could even use the same patch if we wanted to, but I don't know, let's do something different. kind of cool. And then obviously that's like the high end of that is kind of ass. So, oh wow, that's cool. Let's see if we can make that a little bit more aggressive. This could even be a motive or a motif. Actually, that's not too bad. Although my thing is I want this to bounce a little bit more. So we're going to see how I can push this rhythm to give it a little bit more like so let's see if I can kind of just start with the drums and then I can make everything else fit around that. So yeah, you see that that's kind of like kind of sloggy. What I could do is grab a time shift here and make this a little bit earlier. And then I'll just grab this phrase right here. And then whenever I see it again, I can just place that in. Because that gives it, to me anyways, it gives it a little bit more bounce. Hey, what? And that's always the thing that I'm looking for with my kinds of tracks like this is I just wanted to roll and I wanted to groove. If I can't get this shit to groove, then I hate it. And then I usually give up. What do we do when we're stressed? Add to cart. Man, these dogs have been barking since like 7:30 in the morning. So something that I'm going to do that's going to be really fun with this is, for one, I'm going to clip it and then maybe see if I can afford to add soothe over this. Soothe is never plays nicely with my computer, but we'll try. Well, it's okay. Maybe. But something that is a really big thing that Cage taught me is we're going to create some more stereo separation here. Why don't I hear this? That's because it's on the wrong thing. I want it to be on this. Now I hear nothing. Oh, I see. Okay. Really? Okay. Really? Wow. Interesting. So what I probably want to do instead then is move the extractor over to this side. There we go. And then probably move the, yeah, okay. I was like, what? I like this one because it's just 100% dry, or sorry, 100% wet. Thanks, Lucid. There we go. And now I can just add subtle fades to all of these. Kind of like so, because of the clicking and stuff, and hopefully try to, if I need to, I'll go back and fix it. But I think it should be okay. Maybe. Hopefully. But yeah, now when we place that back in the context of the drums. We've got a little bit more movement now over the top, and that's kind of cool. Jeez. There we go. Just a nice little clap layer. Yeah. And then we got ourselves a little groove of, you know, just some womps over that. And then something that we can do over the course of the rest of this is start to elaborate, I guess is what we would call it. But something that's kind of fun to do sometimes is to just take whatever this is, turn this off for a sec and solo it, and then throw different kinds of racks on here. So we can throw a beam, I can just set this to whatever, I don't really care. And then we can also do stuff like snap heap. We can do stuff like glitch, turn that on. We can do stuff like infiltrator. Just to randomize this stuff. You gotta be careful with this because some of this stuff is gonna be absolutely like insanely disgusting. But maybe start with one. And then just kind of let it do its thing.
Recording to logbook.
Yo, thank you for the follow. Floating Frog, that's a cool name. You know, so we can use some of this stuff for texture and just kind of get it in there and then mute it and then try something different. More texture, you know, try something different. That was pretty cool. You know, toss that in there. Just, yeah, just fish. Yeah, so different stuff like that. There's a lot of tonality in there and a lot of rhythmic movement that you can extract to help just add character to this. And once you kind of have something like that, you create something hopefully that you don't hate 100%. But we can distribute this into other stuff now and turn this off, turn that on, and just focus on this for a sec. And, or rather, just play it in context and see how it sounds. So. And then maybe try to find some places to where it's, you know, welcome without trying to overdo it. And then something else that we can also do to where maybe it's not so like repetitive and monotonous is we can actually combine some of the stuff in here with this and just use this as a placeholder, take that out wherever this is, paint by numbers, and that way we got, you know what I mean? Some other movement in here that might be a little bit more interesting. Whoa, how did that just happen? Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? There's a happy accident. You know, and then we can combine some of these textures and stuff like this of like you know, kind of do that. And we got a little beat started. Now, is this my favorite thing? Absolutely not. And do I think it's trash? Yes. But at the same time, like, the only difference between success and failure versus in writing like this is just, do I get lucky enough to come across sounds that I actually like? That's the name of the game. And then also, you know, just trying to create a deeper relationship with some of this stuff. Okay, I really like that like tonal metal scream or whatever the fuck that is. And so we can use that at the beginning here. What is this? Let's place this here. Maybe we can, oops, do something interesting with this. Maybe not. Maybe find something different here. And just fish. There we go. So there's a little idea, and there's that. I did say that we were gonna do Future Garage. So what the fuck? No, let's do that. So what I'm gonna do here is try to focus more so on ambiences and resonances and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll find this and make this really slow. I'll probably open this up a little bit more. Maybe through all of this and make all of these slow. I will quantize this, but instead of using Harmony Bloom, which caters better to, I don't know, how would you say? Actually, what we could do is, instead of Harmony Bloom, we can use Scalar. Scalar 2. And then what's cool about this is we can just find a scale here and then be like, okay, let's try fucking Mixolydian or something in E. And now that this is selected, we don't really need to make chords with this. We can kind of just let this play along the scale and figure out what this is going to do. But now we need something a little bit vibey. So I'll go into this, and something that I really like is the musical. This thing right here is a boss ass patch. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sell anybody on this pack that I just released, but because I went through the trouble of making these fucking sounds, I'm gonna use them instead of making new shit all the time. So yeah, but if anyone's interested, this pack does a lot of really cool stuff. But what we have is just different things. Yeah. And then we can turn this on. We've got an effect selector here. We can change the FM type. Introduce a mix between granular and sine waves or wavetable stuff. But we need to find something that's a little softer. So I'm gonna switch this and then put a filter here. And now I can just hit play on this, and this should create some cool stuff. If anybody's interested, I also made a video about how to set this up, but what this is a melody maker via the sequencer, and then I've sent this through a quantize and a scaler, so that way it's only going to play correct notes, but this should give us a mix of different kinds of harmonies, I guess. And so we kind of want to hit play and stop at like slow intervals, so that way we can let the spaces and stuff do its job of this. So one thing that I might also include is Big Sky. Big Sky is like actually my favorite reverb. I would never pay $200 for this, but somebody bought it for me, and thank you to Dr. Dan, one of my people that I do lessons with. But yeah, he was like, hey, if I buy this for you, will you show me how to use it? And I was like, you don't have to do that. I could just demo it. And he's like, too late. So shout out to Dan. Thank you. You're an awesome person. But yeah, so let's just take a listen to what this does. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a nice one. You know, we can just get something moody like that, which is dope. Actually, I'm going to take the whole thing. Excuse me. And then we can kind of just do it again. So something else that could be useful is to take a transpose, note transpose, and then jump octaves. And then what's really cool about this stuff is this will change the rhythm of these, and this will change the actual melodies themselves. So if I hit Command R, this is mapped via a script. If you look here, you can see that all this stuff is mapped, and that's just baked into my template. So that way I can just use one and then be like, yay. And then if you want to get in here, you can like make your own individual thing. But like, shout out to Cage because he taught me this, and this is one of the most boss things ever. Yo, thanks, Zeno. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm kind of just looking for tones and stuff now that give us interesting things. I'm kind of wondering if this messed this up. It totally did. And sometimes this has a tendency to break, which I don't understand why, but yeah, I used to have Scalar 2 as the template, but we can just go key filter and then do this instead. I think this was an E. There we go. Turn the filter down. Yeah, of course. Um, I don't really get that many private lessons, but I do enjoy them, and I'm like dirt cheap. So something else that we can do, this is great and stuff, and I've been putting a lot of time and skill into this, but it doesn't usually always, well, it doesn't always pan out the way that I want it to. So let's try a different approach where, what's going on here? There we go. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to send this back into there we go. All right, so now what I'll implement, I keep closing this and opening back up, I'm sorry. So what I can do with this is just record some stuff out and so we're in E minor now. I don't really care about all that right now. Because now what we can do is just take all of this harmony and stuff and start to send it through different stuff, like Beam. And I can just run this rampant, which is really nice because I had to keep this off of stream forever. But, excuse me, we can grab something like the fuse compressor. And again, I'm just kind of searching for melodic ideas and just texture, you know, things that we can try to implement an idea off of. Maybe. There it is. We can actually just turn that off now, but we've got a really nice bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 bars. worry about the drums, okay? That's just a placeholder. Okay, so now we'll get into okay, so now that we have something like this, we can start to get into the other fun stuff of creating some interesting drums and all that that have some cool movement. So what I might do is set this here, set this to quarter note, no, quarter note, no, half note on this. And then also on that note, I'm going to save this as a device default because I want to be able to use this and just turn it on when it's ready to go. And also probably just cycle through this, maybe pitch this up. So. Cool. We got tons of shit. And so now the next name of this game is to have lots of fun with creating different drum sequences and stuff like this that we can kind of fish for. The most important thing that I'm probably going to look for in this is like a kick and a snare. And if I can't find one, I'll just make one, but I'm sure that I can find something useful in here. Like, even if we just use that as a placeholder. Like, I'm kind of curious as to what this would sound like if we pitch this down. Okay, so fret not because we have some things that I can do to this to make it a little bit more interesting. For one, we can add a vocoder to this, but the other thing I'm going to do is grab a distortion unit here. And this is a bandpass. This is the exact same thing as Ableton's overdrive. So if we can create a volume envelope with this, and let's say we go here, here, go gain. Undo. We'll go like this. There we go. And we want to turn this down. Go like this, go like this. In fact, I think I'm just going to do this over the whole thing. Okay, let's grab a Pro Q. The only thing that I don't like is that skip sound with that noise, but that's okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I wasn't looking for perfect. I was just looking for something that might help me make that sound a little bit more like the stick hit that I want. So there we go. I do want it to be a little bit meaner, but that's okay. There's a clap in the lower frequency and a clap in the higher frequency. This looks better than Ableton. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I thought you were talking about the drum design. I was like, we might, I might use that for texture, but I'm going to find another one. Like, that looks promising. Okay, so we can manipulate this a little bit by grabbing something like this and taking off something like that. Grab Saturn. And I don't really want this to be super heavy. And I could pitch that down by a lot. I'm going to try that same processing on this because I really liked what I heard right there. And then what we can do is start to do shit like this and um maybe make this one down and then pull this one up. Yeah, so we've created a nice little roll there. And so now what we can do is take some of this other stuff and just start to replace, not replace, but put some of the things in here. And one of my favorite things to do is to just apply a bandpass to kind of have that like, excuse me, dude, what? Yes. To kind of apply that nice, like, and, yeah, there's some cool shit in there. So if we were to change this to repitch, this is the kind of stuff that we want to pitch out, because if you look here, there's a bunch of these transients that are even though this isn't exactly where I want it to be, this kind of thing I really like. So, you know, putting it in the right spot, in the right rhythm. And that's kind of the name of the game with this kind of stuff, is to just, you know, placement. Typically speaking, when people do this stuff, they usually use just like breaks or house loops.
House. How? Oh, the people in it. The how.
I am talking.
Which I don't even think I have any house loops, to be honest.
Buy a house yet?
But we can use that hi-hat. That's definitely. And we can kind of just set this here. And please. So now what we can do is take this here and then make these a little bit more nice by throwing the sidechain in here. And then oops. There we go. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I have one though. So we'll add some distortion to this. And then you don't really need much other than this. If you want to, you can make it more like washy like this. But what I would suggest is to do something like this to where you take out the low end. Somewhere around there. And then you have a separate thing here that's either another Reese or just a low pass or a sine wave. That would work too. And then some other things that you can do to make it a little bit nicer is to just have a top in here and then that might help. You can add some fuzz. Just a little bit. And then you see that right there? We can take a slice EQ or something and just check it. If you want that to be like more washy, you can consider a chorus. And then depending on how you want to shape this, you know. So, when I stretch this out, did I? No, that should be an E, right? It's not even that, it's just that this is a chord that's not actually, it's in E, but, what's it called? It was transposed. So I think that this is actually at B. Like, yeah, so that's in B. So if we were to pitch this down, A sharp, A, G sharp, G, F sharp, F. So if we did that, duplicated that, and then made that go down an octave, that might be a little bit better. Yeah, so now that hits a little bit different, right? And then what we can also do is take off a little bit more of that, so that way it's just mids. And then we can try to find something creative with this, so like... You know, we can kind of change the flavor. Sorry, that's supposed to be... You know, just could be something like that, or we could just leave it as is. Sometimes the call, the resonating call like that is really nice to just leave. You know, something like that.
Jump, 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 jump. Jump.
Jump.
That's tight.
Jump. Jump.
You can do something like this where we go like ta ta ta. So I probably want to put that here. And then what's cool about this is we can create more variation just from resampling this, or we can find other things to add, like, sorry. Like, that's actually kind of nice. So if we were to take this and maybe create a new thing here, and then just kind of let that play out. So like, right there. And then maybe pitch that down. Or, sorry, create a bandpass on that. And then turn it down. Probably pitch it down too, but just kind of create like a cool shuffles. Um, and then just try to create a relationship with this. So like a... maybe like a dot, 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 you know? Like a dotted... And then on this... oh, where did that go? What? I put a thing on, right? Didn't I? What happened to that Pro Q that I put on there? Was it this one? No. Was it on pork? No. No. What? I could have sworn that I put a bandpass on this. I mean, alright. We'll just do it again, but... yeah, you see how that creates that really nice... and then we just need to make it fit rhythmically, so... let me listen to the phrase. Here we go, that's nice. Let me pitch that up. And then we need this to be just a little bit more. I might throw a fuse compressor on here or something because I want this to be a little bit more shuffly and a little bit more present without it being sharp. So all that noise and shit that we have on the bottom end right here, I think we can just take that out. And then maybe we can put a flanger on it or something. Maybe after. Okay. Maybe like this. And then maybe what we can do is find a different hit for this. Maybe that's because of the sidechain or something, but I really wanted to go like tak-tak. And something else we can experiment with too is just pushing that out. And maybe I'm being too pedantic over it, but I mean, groove is everything to me with this kind of music. Actually, with any of the music that I do. So something else that we can do that could be fun is we can duplicate this and just start to create different phrases through this. So like after this, we can put this here and go like this, you know. And that is sometimes useful for just creating variation of, but maybe what we can also do is pull this down, pull this up, and give a little bit more of this in here. Yeah. Chia. So that way it also sounds a little bit like, where are we? I'm about to do something fucking legendary. Yes, I got signed. Oh my god, where is this? Serato sample. Everyone close your eyes for a second. Maybe, assuming this works. I got signed to Discult. Clip it? Clip what? No, don't clip it. Close your eyes for a sec. Oh yeah. Okay, you can open your eyes. Yeah. No. Like, never mind. Look, that's the legendary part. We're gonna take the vocals of this and just pitch it down by like 7 and see if I can find some chops with this. Yeah, nah. Yeah, but nah. So now we'll just hunt for some. That might actually be really nice. Bro, where? Chops. Please. Well, whatever. We can do that. Yeah, there's some nice stuff in here, but just getting to this, I almost like should probably just... Actually, no, I need the stem separation because I don't... Well... Yeah, it's not really a good fit, but some of the stuff in there is kind of nice. I thought that would be much cooler than I thought it was going to be, unfortunately. Um, but what we can do as well is, depending on what direction we want to take this in, we can also try to find some other pad-like stuff in here. Why is that not firing off? Oh, because I put faceplant on it. That might be a problem. Probably not, but you know, maybe. I need a keyboard. I really need a fucking keyboard. What else can I take in here that might be musical, that could be fun? I usually try to lean for samples when it comes into this kind of stuff, just because, yeah, I wanted to kind of have some stuff that, actually, we could probably use Ruminate. Yeah, let's do that. That's my own song. We were also going to submit Ruminate, but we decided not to. We decided to just keep that. Is it C minor? Is it though? Find samples. See, like, that might actually be kind of cool. If we did, like...
Jump. 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 Jump.
No, dude, I play everything. I play everything on my Cordy.
Jump.
That's why I use sequencers and stuff so much. Didn't I have an EQ on this?
Jump.
I guess not.
Jump. Jump. Jump.
Yeah. Let's put a delay on this. Cluster delay. Cheetah. Set this to 2 taps. Scatter. Maybe.
Jump. Jump.
Oh my god, this is so small now. Why? My tiny little eyes. Um, okay, so maybe a little bit of convolution. This sounds like really cool as a meditative track, but it's not really like going anywhere, you know? That's a major issue I have. Where's my filter? You just coat that with like hella reverb. Is this playing at the right time? No, now it is. Did nobody else notice, or did you all just not want to say anything? There we go. anything else musical that might be cool? Like chords or... Huh. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, there's a song. Let's just quantize that. And that's so nice. Yeah. It's kind of nice, but not.
Da. Yeah.
You know, something like that. But maybe like pitch down. Mm. Interesting. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Yeah, to be honest, like I think that this goes in a happier direction, but I kind of like just the more subtle version better, with just the boom, 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 boom. I don't know, it just kind of hits in a cooler way. I was. Yeah, that little like this little meditative thing is kind of cool. Um, but yeah, we could go in that direction too if we wanted to keep the wanted to kind of keep it musical. And a lot of times I'll sketch out ideas like this and, you know, just never decide on one, but yeah. That was my hand, I swear. um but yeah. Does anybody have any questions about anything, or is there any other points of interest that you want me to cover? I had fun just kind of fucking around today. I think the big thing is if you can get the Reese and you can get, you know, just something atmospheric, then a lot of times it's a lot easier to write the track. Chord sequences I was working with. This stuff? I thought it was okay. I probably want to put that there. Nope, I don't want to put that there. Yeah, I mean, really the name of the game is just like atmosphere and stuff. And something that I've kind of lost touch with is creating interesting, musical instruments. Because I usually just go off of like basic shapes and all that. So I think that's a really big weakness of mine. I don't know. I think that if you want to have like really cool stuff, you either have to keep it super simple or you have to go and explore like, I don't know, contact stuff. Because I'm sure if I were to open up contact and then try to do the same thing where I did like the jam, wherever that is, did I record that? I thought I did. I thought I had yeah, I did. I have some kind of chords here. But kind of running this back through the mill of like, instead of phase plant, you use like, I don't know, complete control and then just kind of fuck with stuff. But I don't know, I just don't like doing that. I am so hell bent and compelled to be like, yo, just like make your own stuff. But you know, if we were to try something like this and just fish. See what I'm saying? That's not a Bitwig thing. That's a polarity thing. Am I distorting the shit out of this or what? Oh, it's just a lot of low end stuff. And like do it again. I wish that if I clicked here, that's where the playhead would start. I'm so tired of that. No, you have to click it like 4 times. Diddly 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 diddly. Yeah, at least twice a year. I guess as a last resort, you could always pull Scalar back up too and be like, okay, let's try to find musical shit. This is like what I hate the most. I really, like, my goal with making music is I don't even want to put fucking music in it. I just want to make basses and drums and then just like let that do its thing. I'm gonna maybe something that I can actually identify what this chord is. Yeah, I'd say like most of this stuff is more just, I guess I have a couple of things in here, but a lot of it is, ow. That's what that is fucking ow. Jesus, dude. Yeah, I guess we could do something like that too if you wanted to. MIDI capture, edit. Playback timings. But I usually try not to do this musical shit because I want things that are a little bit more suggestive and ambiguous as opposed to here's a progression. Because I just I don't like doing that in most music. If I'm gonna make something for like, and I haven't done this, but if I were to approach like a video game soundtrack or something, yeah, for sure. I'd be cool with that. But, yeah. Am I ever up for a collab? Um, yeah, I mean, randomly with certain people, but I don't usually just do collabs with anybody. I'm hoping to do more collabs this year, but yeah, just trying to come up with textural things and shit like that and whatever is trying to make a different sound palette. But Yeah, what can you say? 251, man. Yeah, I need a keyboard. I don't... Come on. Come on, there's no Kool-Aid. There's no Kool-Aid. It's just, It's just, why does it sound so awkward? It's a nice sound. Yeah, but the problem with it is that it makes it more difficult to try to figure out, like, how to actually make it into something that is compelling or something that's at least interesting to listen to. That's the problem. That is a problem. What the fuck? Oh God, stop. Yeah, I don't know. Coming up with musical shit is just, you know, once I get more organized and hope to stay consistent with the program, just try to make something every day. That's kind of where I'm at, is just to try, you know, to just try to make something every time I go live, you know, and try ideas, try different shit, and try to enjoy it. And that's why I like, you know, I had fun kind of fucking with this, because it's something I know how to do it. I just don't make a lot of music like this, if that makes sense. I have like one garage tune that I'm like, oh, this one is good, and this one's a heavier one. So that one is much different vibe than what we're doing here, but I'm trying to go for like the darker Lorne sounds, which I probably should have opened with that, but you know. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Friday, because I think you were asking about the Digitact stuff, right? Which, I mean, the thing with the Digitact is that it feels very similar to the sequencer workflow that I do with drums and stuff. It's just you got to get samples in there and all that. The one thing is like I don't do sound design in there because it's just not worth it. You absolutely can, but there's only so many different ways that like turning a sample into a wavetable and all that is going to go. And for me, it's just not really worth the time. But I do have a couple of tricks and stuff that I'll show with like how to route and all that. Wait, actually, did you watch my Digitac 2 review? Because I think I talked about a lot of those tricks in the about like how I route shit and how I get stuff going. How I sidechain and other things with that. I'm trying to think if there's any other cool tricks that I can do. I mean, I guess you can do some other creative sound design with LFOs and all that, but yeah, Alckemy Digitact 2 review. There it is. The good, the bad, and the ugly. See, this is also why I don't really do camera shit because you can't really see it that well. But yeah, I heard your suggestion when you mentioned, or like when you know, recommended it, but that's kind of why I don't. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, huh? But yeah, that's kind of why I don't do that. But yeah, cool. Um, does anybody have any questions? If anybody likes any of the sounds that I made today, I would highly suggest checking out, you know, the Ecclesia pack that I just put out. I'm very proud of it. It's I have more videos and tutorials coming out on how to use it, but this thing does a lot. And forgive me if you've already bought it or you've heard the same song and dance and stuff, but there's just so many really nice sounds in here that I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. Yeah, for sure. That's just for anybody, you know. Um, hmm. Yeah, just cool shit. Yeah. So I don't really have anything else that I want to cover, to be honest. Much love to all of you. I don't really have anything else that I want to do. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, you can always hit me up on Discord. But for the most part, I think I'm done for now. I really appreciate you all being supportive of the label release. You can find it over on Discult. But yeah, I'll be here Friday, doing the same thing, trying to make the same shit, and banging my head against the wall until I get over this beat block that I'm so sick of. Yay! Yay! Cheer! Yeet! I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Much love. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye, everybody.